everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you already know me, if you don't and it's your first time, thank you for being here. My name is Anna, and in this channel I talk about astro medicine. What is astro medicine? Is we talk about the sun and the moon and the stars and the movements in the sky, and we learn how we can best work with these energies to heal, grow, and fulfill our purposes. So today we are going to talk about the full moon, the upcoming full moon that's coming on May 15 or 16, depending where you are, of 2022 in the sign of Scorpio. So I hope you all had a beautiful new moon in Taurus with the partial solar eclipse, and you did your little rituals. I did mine for sure, and my friends sent me pictures of their rituals, which really warmed my heart to know that you are leveraging these energies that are there for us to use, right? And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful time. Next time I should really record it, but I wasn't feeling like recording, so it is what it is. Anyway, today we're going to talk about the full moon in Scorpio and also the eclipse that's coming with this full moon. So we're going to have our second eclipse this year, and it's going to be a total lunar eclipse, also known as a blood moon, because the earth is going to cover the moon temporarily, and it's going to give this reddish shade to it, and then we call these moons blood moons. And it's also in the sign of Scorpio, which is the most intense of all signs. So it's an extremely powerful full moon energy to let go, right? We already know that on full moons we let go of what no longer serves us, but now we have other aspects of this full moon that's making it extra strong. There are 5 things that are increasing the power of this full moon, and here they are. 1, it's a full moon. On full moons we detach. We're asked to let go. We're asked to celebrate what we have achieved and be grateful, but also let go of what is no longer aligned with us and with our values, right? Then we have a supermoon. This is also supermoon, meaning it's closer to Earth. It's going to appear to be bigger, and it's going to have a stronger energy because it's closer to us, so we feel the energy more intensely. So that's the second factor, to let go. Third factor, it's an eclipse, and eclipses mean that we are going through transformations to be back aligned with our path, because the eclipses are associated with the north and the south node. We had a solar eclipse in the north node in Taurus, and now we're having a lunar eclipse in the south node of Scorpio, which is the opposite of Taurus, right? And the south node is associated to what we have to let go, where we're coming from, and the north node is associated with our purpose. For those that like astrology, you probably heard that. If you didn't heard, you're here now. So we have this strong energy of an eclipse, right, helping us to realign back to our purpose and helping us letting go of what no longer is helping us to achieve that. Maybe it's some old beliefs, maybe it's some friends that are not aligned anymore, relationships, some job. It's really going to depend where in your birth chart. It's 25 degrees of Scorpio, which is where this full moon is happening and this eclipse is happening. So if you don't know how to look it up, you can easily go to astro.com and get your birth chart done for free. And then you're going to look at where the Taurus area is, and you will look for 25 degrees and see which house that is at. And depending on which house, you're going to have certain areas of your life that are going to be more focused on this letting go. The other aspect that I want to bring about is that it's a total lunar eclipse, so makes it even more strong, right? Because it's total lunar eclipse. It's a blood moon, and the earth is going to cover the moon completely for what I think it's about 90 minutes. You can actually observe the eclipse if you're awake, and if you're in an area that is dark, right? If the moon is out. In the Pacific side here in California, we are going to be able to see it. And if you don't have a way to see it, or if you can't see it, there is going to be a link from NASA that they're going to be showing the moon, and I'm going to link down here, okay? So you guys can see the eclipse and see how beautiful it is. Well, I think it's beautiful. And so we have 4 things right now, right? The 5th thing is it's in the sign of Scorpio. So we have 5 factors are making this full moon an extra intense time for us to let go. Why did I mention Scorpio? Because Scorpio is the sign of death in the sense of transformation, transcendence. It rules detachment, it rules intense feelings, and it rules also the detective side of all of us, where we're going to go under the covers and see what we've been hiding there in our subconscious that we don't want to deal with. So if you have anything that you didn't want to deal with, it's going to come out now, and you're going to have to deal with it to become the mush of the caterpillar, right? I love this metaphor for Scorpio because I think it's so accurate, right? When to become a butterfly, the caterpillar has to become mush. And I think I didn't even know that until maybe 5 years ago. I really didn't know they became mush. I just thought the caterpillar would grow butterfly, would go the wing, butterfly wings, and they become a butterfly. But no, they have to be destroyed, right? So that's the energy of Scorpio. So as you can see, we have 5 things making this full moon super, super intense. And instead of being afraid of it, we can be prepared for it. We can be prepared and excited. We can be excited for this transformation that's going to come in our lives. I'm suspicious to talk because my rising is in Scorpio and my Jupiter is also in Scorpio. So I really resonate with the Scorpio energy. But we all have Scorpios in our chart in some area, right? And that is the area that you're going to be getting an extra little help from the stars to maybe look at things in a different light and let go or heal something that needs to be healed, so that you can become your own butterfly, so that you can fly beautifully and transformed, right? So these are the energies that we have right now for the full moon and the eclipse. And I'm going to show you guys using the chart what other energies are also impacting us right now. Okay, guys, here you can see the chart of the eclipse, the full moon, that's going to happen on May 15th of 2022 at 9:12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this is a snapshot of what the sky looks like. I know this is just a lot of symbols for you, so let me try to teach you some basics, okay? So here we have the sun symbol, and the sun is at 25 degrees of Taurus, and we have the moon at 25 degrees of Scorpio. That's what shows us that it's a full moon, because they're in exact oppositions. One aspect that I want to show you too is that how do we know it's an eclipse? Well, eclipses are associated with the north and south node. This is the symbol for the north node. This is the symbol for the south node. We have the moon in conjunction with the south node on Scorpio, so we know it's an eclipse, and they're really close, so it's a total lunar eclipse. We also have an important position here. I want you guys to look here in this area in Aquarius. You have Saturn. Can you see Saturn here? This is a symbol for Saturn, and it's also close to 25 degrees, so it's close enough for us just to consider this as an aspect of a square, which means there's 90 degrees angle between the moon and Saturn. And as you can see here, there's also a 90-degree angle of the sun and Saturn, which gives us a T-square, which is a double square. And squares in astrology mean some restrictions. It's not a very happy it's not a very happy alignment. It's a more challenging alignment. There's going to be some obstacles on the way, and the obstacle here is going to be in this letting go that we have to do, in this closure that the eclipse is asking us to do right now. We have Saturn making this letting go a little bit harder, but we can see this as a lesson. So Saturn is really teaching all of us to just be more perseverance, to surrender to the process and to be more patient. So if it was too easy, we wouldn't learn any lessons. So it is a little bit difficult with this position here, but it's just going to help us become more resilient going forward and make this letting go process so much more important and impactful to our growth. Okay, so all the areas that you're not having a lot of patience and you just want to transform and become the beautiful butterfly, know that if there's some delays and there's some obstacles, it's just teaching you to become stronger. That's all Saturn is doing. Another aspect I want to highlight, and you probably already heard, is that we have Mercury here in Gemini. We have Mercury. You can see here Mercury sign, the symbol of Mercury. And it has this little R. What does this little R mean? It means that Mercury is retrograde. So instead of moving forward on the signs, it's going backward. What does that mean? Does it mean that Mercury is really going backwards? No, it's just from the perspective of Earth, it looks like it's going backwards. And when Mercury goes retrograde, we have some extra challenges with communication, with technology. It's good to double check if you have your data all backed up. I had to record this multiple times today because I had so many issues. Mercury is already acting retrograde to me right now because I'm recording this on May 10th, and that's exactly the day Mercury went retrograde. And it's just asking us to really pay attention to our communication, pay attention to our contracts, make sure we double check everything, and especially in our relationships, let's avoid misunderstandings as we're letting go during this process. Mercury is really asking us to take a look at our communication with others and how we express ourselves. Mercury is also the ruler of Gemini, right? And Gemini is also the sign of communication, but also the sign of flexibility. And so this Mercury is going to help us to become more flexible to deal with the Saturn position that I was mentioning to you guys before. If we know how to work with this energy, if we know how to really take a look again at our expressions and our communication and our friends and relationships, because Gemini, being an air sign, also likes to be social and likes to be around people. So this could be also a sign for us to, when we're working with these energies from the eclipse, for us to reach out to our tribe, reach out to those that we think are going to help us during this chatting that we're going to do. People that we really feel comfortable with, right? People that we feel we can be our true selves and we can be vulnerable. Another aspect to pay attention to is to take a look at Mars right here and Venus right here. Why these two planets? Well, because we are activating the axis of Taurus and Scorpio, and Taurus is ruled by Venus and Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. But let's forget about Pluto for now, for today. I really want to focus on Mars. So let's take a look at these two planets. What's happening with them? Well, we have Venus in Aries, giving Venus that energy of I want to do it and I want to do it for myself. And I want to just do things that I like for my own sake, which is a very uncomfortable position for Venus. And we have Mars in Pisces, which is the dream planet and the dream sign that really talks about the collective energy, and it's very undefined. And Mars doesn't like being in this undefined state because Mars wants to take action. So both of them would much rather prefer on each other, like switch places, right? Because Venus feels blissful and beautiful inside Pisces because it is the planet of romance and dreamland and big passions. And Aries is the sign of action. So it's ruled by Mars. So Mars wants to be here. So we can feel a little bit of this like disconnect of where the planets are, and we're gonna feel that we are feeling much more selfish in the sense that we're being more independent on the actions that we want to take because we're doing what we like, Venus, but we are also feeling a little bit overwhelmed. We could be feeling a little bit overwhelmed with Mars here in Pisces because there's so many routes to take, and Pisces doesn't know which one to take. And when we look at this other little planet here right close to Mars, Neptune, they're in conjunction. So Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, right? And it's also the planet of the subconscious, of the dream, of the undefined. And when they're together, it can cause a little bit of overwhelm with the possibilities. So maybe you know what you want to do, but there's so many different possibilities of who you're going to become, right? Which butterfly you're going to become, that you don't really know what to act. And in the meantime, you also have Venus asking you to act, Aries, based on your intuition, because Venus is about intuition, is the divine feminine within us. So we have that. And then we have this little K here. What is this, Anna? Well, this is Chiron. Chiron is the wooden healer. Chiron talks about our wounds and how we can, through healing these wounds, help other people with that medicine. It talks about what is our medicine in this life. And Chiron and Venus are conjunct, which can talk about feminine wounds that we may carry within us. So we are also bringing that up to the surface with this Scorpio energy and this eclipse, but in order to heal. So I want you guys to not be afraid of what is going to come up in the next 6 months through this eclipse, because it's only by seeing what you need to heal that you can heal. So there's a lot of healing involved here with this Venus and Chiron conjunction. The other thing I want to show you guys is, and the last thing I promise, is Jupiter. Why do I want to talk about Jupiter? Because Jupiter is really helping us through this whole process. All the red lines you see here are what we call the challenging aspects, and the blue lines are the helping aspect, the progressive aspects that are going to help us with this transformation that we're going through. And Jupiter is really here to help us. It just entered Aries, so it's at 0 degrees of Aries. This is Jupiter, by the way. Sorry, I didn't point out before. And this is Aries. And Jupiter just entered Aries, and Jupiter is the expansion energy, right? It's the positivity, it's good luck, it's the expansion planet that is bringing us action, because Aries is all about action. It spent a long time on Pisces, and now it's finally entering Aries. And when we have a planet at 0 degrees, it just intensifies that new beginning energy. So we really have a lot to look forward to. This is going to be a really intense transformation, and we have Jupiter here helping us, making a trine position with the moon. So it's really helping us to expand that action and knowing what we're going to act upon, right? And Venus is helping us as well, because Venus is in Aries, helping us really think with our intuition, with our gut feeling. So Jupiter is here for us. It's very exciting that it's just moved to Aries and it's at 0 degrees, and it's going to help us through this process. I hope this wasn't too much information. And if you could retain anything from this, I would be already super happy. Okay, guys, I hope that was easy to understand. I know it may take us some time to learn the symbology, but I try to explain in a not so jargon astrology way for you guys. Now I'm going to share some things you can be doing on this upcoming eclipse to make a ceremony to ritualize. Whether you're alone or with your sisters or surrounded by friends, make sure you are in a place that you can feel vulnerable, because Scorpio really requires that vulnerability, right? And Chiron as well, the wooden healer. It requires us to be vulnerable so that we can heal and be able to heal others and bring our medicine to others. So make sure you are around people you can trust and people you'll feel comfortable being vulnerable with. So that's the first thing. If you don't have anyone in your tribe that likes to do ceremonies and rituals, don't worry, you can do this alone. So the first thing you're going to want to do is cleanse, right? This is a full moon. You need to cleanse. You can take a bath, because it's a full moon Scorpio, which is ruled by water. It's a water sign. So water is going to really work well to do that cleansing. As you take a bath or even a shower, sometimes I don't have a bathtub around me, and I just do a shower. And as that water is hitting me, I'm thinking that is cleansing me, right? So you can do a bath. If you have a bath, and you can use whatever herbs you feel more called to. There are herbs that are more related to Scorpio, but I don't want to just make this about Scorpio either. It has to be something that really resonates with you. So whatever smells and aromas you are into, they will be really good for your bath. You do your bath in complete darkness. That's an idea that I'm bringing from my own Scorpio side. And Scorpio loves darkness, right? And there's a lot that you can feel when you are sitting in the dark, because all your other senses are going to be exalted. So what I like to do, and I think you guys would probably like to, if you don't, then don't do it, is sit in the dark, have a bath, put your herbs, put your aromas, your essential oils, put some music that you really like, and just sit in the dark with your feelings and your thoughts, and try to really get out of the mind and into the heart, and just acknowledge all you've been through, acknowledge what you have accomplished, and also acknowledge your feelings. And if you're feeling any uncomfortable feelings like anxiety or fear, just ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? What is this feeling trying to teach me? Instead of just pushing it away, because Scorpio doesn't like to push away anything. Scorpio doesn't like superficiality, right? Even though we are in a Taurus cycle, and Taurus is asking us for the 3D, the material. Sometimes in the shadow side it could be a little superficial. Scorpio doesn't like any of that. So sit with yourself in a bath if you can. If not, just sitting in the dark also helps. If you're super afraid of the dark, don't do it, right? But it would help you to awaken your senses. Another thing you can do, fire. Full moons really ask for fire, because it asks us to let go of what no longer serves us. So write on a piece of paper everything that you think you're trying to let go, right? All the downloads. And if you don't have everything on that day of the ritual, do more rituals. This energy is going to be working for 6 months. So you have time to do multiple rituals. So anytime you have a download, maybe have a page of I'm letting go of this. And it could be anything about yourself, how you're showing up to yourself, how you're showing up in relationships, what no longer is resonating with you. Write that down, because once you let it go, you're going to be able to bring all that does resonate with you to your life. You need to show the universe that you're not going to occupy space in your life with what no longer serves you. So write it down and burn it in fire. And as you burn, really feel that is gone. Be grateful for the teachings of whatever you're letting go, right? Because it's important to acknowledge that what you are letting go was in your life for a purpose. And then after you do that, you burn and you let it go, and you welcome the new energies to your life. Another thing you can do is a tarot reading. If you have a tarot, I saw this really interesting reading for this particular full moon, and I want to share with you guys. So one thing you can do is take the death card, because death represents Scorpio, right? So you're going to take the death card, you're going to meditate a little bit, look at your death card, see what is bringing up to you, and then you're going to take 2 cards from the cups deck. No, how do you say it? The cups house from the cups. I only know some words in Portuguese, guys, so sorry if I sometimes don't remember. Also, Mercury is retrograde, right? I'm going to keep blaming Mercury for all that. So you get all the cards from the cups suit, and then you're going to pick 2 cards randomly from the cup suit. Why cups? Because cups rules emotions, and Scorpio rules emotions. On one side of your death card, you're going to put one of that cups card. On the other side, you put the other cups card. The side before, on the left of your death card, is going to be what you're releasing. The card on the right of your death card is going to be what you are bringing to your life. So you can do that reading, and those can prompt you to think of other things that maybe you're not aware of that you want to let go and you want to welcome back in your life. Also, do your moon water. I'm always going to be talking to you guys about the moon water. And how do you do the moon water? You take a jar or a bottle that is glass, not plastic, please, and transparent is better. And you're gonna write on that jar or on that bottle what words you want to bring into your life. You can even bring some words from the card reading you just did, but anything that comes up to you. You can do a meditation. You can do a meditation before you do the moon jar, so that you can have insights of what words you want to bring into this particular moment. And I suggest you guys do words around transformation and transcendence and manifesting what is new. Not manifesting, because full moons are not for manifesting, but what you are inviting to bring back, to bring into your life. What kind of feelings? How do you want to feel now that you're letting go of all this, right? And you're going to leave it under the moon for that night, or you can leave it even for 48 hours, because even though the eclipse energy lasts 6 months, the full moon energy lasts 48 hours. So it's best if you do either on the 14th to the 18th of May. And you're going to leave it overnight. Early morning, you're going to take it back and you're going to drink that water throughout the day. And it's going to be the most amazing water you ever had. Trust me. Other thing you can do, charge your crystals. Very powerful. Charge all your sacred items. Charge your necklaces, your bracelets, your crystals, your tarot decks, right? I leave it all out. And it's always super fun for me to create my altar. Create an altar. Make sure you are representing all the elements, especially at this time, water because of Scorpio and earth because of Taurus. So you're going to put crystals. Crystals represent earth. You're going to put water. You have your moon water, so you got that one figured out. You can also have candles to represent the fire. You can have incenses to represent air element. It's always good to honor all the elements because all the elements really help us in ceremony, right? So right now, that's what I have for you guys. I myself am going to meet up with my sisters, my beautiful healing sisters in Joshua Tree this weekend. We're going to do some magic there, and I'll take some videos this time, I promise, and I'll show you guys how it all went down. Thank you so much for watching my channel and watching this content. I wish you a beautiful full moon eclipse ceremony, and may the force of the stars be with you. Thank you, guys.